In the next sequence, I will have an interview with Christian Mittermeier for a few minutes more to talk about Constellar. You can get a mic and join me on stage for a little bit more of Constellar. Thank you for all the participants to the preceding roundtable for their insights. Please have a seat again. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I'd like to take this interview to a more human side, since you talked a lot about investments and society. Did you imagine your society has been founded in 2020, so it's only 2 years ago. Did you imagine that you would be here and now and talking with people about deep tech 2 years ago?
No. I've never thought about this actually. I have an economics and finance background, and for me at the beginning it was I've never thought about going into a deep tech startup and so on. So I'm really surprised of myself that I'm sitting here right now and talk about this stuff.
What was the moment, the decisive moment, the déclic, as we call it in France, since we are producing a podcast called Le Déclic. What was your déclic? I mean, the
tipping point.
Tipping point, exactly. The moment. Was it the time that you met your co-founders, for example?
Yes, definitely. One of the I talked with some friends, and one who was already into the startup scene, and it was really a coincidence. And what he said to me was really stuck in my mind. He said, when you're going to do a startup, and I really want to start such a this tech journey with venture capital and so on, then really be sure with whom you're going this road. And at that moment, when I met Max and Marius, my two co-founders, this was the moment where I said, okay, it just fits, and there is no one else who I would go this journey. Yes, and I say, okay, I know these guys; they're going with me down the road and up the road, and this is what I was looking for. And say, okay, this is for, and it's like having the same values and also the same vision and the same goal towards where we want to work.
Have you met other people before, or was it like the love at first sight, like in romantic comedies?
Oh, no, I had several dates. No, I met other people before, and also tried once in a rather easier setting, with some friends, and when you really know if you have the right partners at your hand when it's getting rough. And so I met several people before, and when I met these guys, this was then the tipping point. I said, okay, we can make something great out of it.
Is it why the development of Constellar seems so quick? It's fast. I mean, 2020, you're here now. We have satellites up in the sky. We're watching for you the water supplies. That's the secret of it?
Yes, I would say so. Because you base your decision, I mean, you cannot base every decision on full information basis, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is that to accelerate so quickly, I think that one magic secret is the way how the founders interact with each other. Every investor, especially at the beginning, I would say invest in the team and the vision they have, and they have a really good sense of how they.
Do you mean by that like the team is in a way more important than the technology at the beginning? I mean.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah. Of course, the technology and the IP, as mentioned before, is kind of a core fundament you're supposed to have, I would say. I mean, it's also possible without, but it really helps, especially in deep tech, right? I mean, we're always confronted with the question, what if someone else is doing this? What if Amazon is putting millions into this kind of project, and what you're going to do? But especially like if you want to grow really, really fast, and you need a team, a decision team, which you trust 100%, which you can call at every time, day or night, and which you feel good about to spend time with as well, to talk things through also in your spare time.
Even in a friendly way, I mean, you have to like the people you're working with.
Definitely, my best friends. But they got my best friends after we started this journey.
In 10 years, what will be, since all is going very fast, as you just told, do you already have the vision on where you will be in 10 years? Constellation satellites like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, it's the fashion term.
Yeah. So to say this right before, so like when you hear about satellite constellations and you think about Elon Musk and you think about 40,000, satellites flying around and crowding, making the space more crowded as it already is. Our main goal is like in 10 years, for me, the vision would be that we have a constellation in place which consists of 20 or 30 satellites. So this is really, really enough to have a daily coverage of every field of on the planet in a way that you can do smart farming, precision farming. You can do whatever you want without any hardware or anything in place. What I imagine and what I see in the future is that it doesn't matter if you're a farmer in Germany or in the best part of the US, or you're in India and have a 1 hectare field to irrigate. You have on your fingertips, on your phone, the information you need for doing more efficient irrigation to save water, to see, do I need to fertilize now? Or, for example, the crops have right now stress, so they will not take this fertilizer content anyway. So maybe I do it later. How to manage the fields, like getting supportive information for the farmer that he is enabled to hit his goals on a profitable way, reduce on the same time resources and be more sustainable and regenerative. It's not only the sustainability; it's like having a more healthier soil. As well to push this. So like just maybe want to add, it's what we're going to try is that a farmer or anyone else does not have to invest at the beginning. It's like having a capex-free way to derive your information. This is, I think, a huge step and a huge barrier you would take away to enable this sector, since it's not about, this sector is not full with large industry partners. You have more than 80% family farms. You have these kind of people.
So these people, which are, as you just said, the main people that are farming right now in the world, are also your customers. It's not only big companies and.
It's the end user we are going to address. I also have an agricultural background. I grew up on a farm, and this is my core reason also why I want to do this. And for me privately, I would wish
it's your déclic to the fact that you're from a farmer family.
I would wish that in the future, or maybe in the near future, that my dad is working with a software program, with a program, and then there's supported by Constellar.
Where is your family farm?
I'm also from Bavaria, Germany, close to Munich, and yes, so this is.
So that's why that's not mostly, but perhaps partly why you're doing this today.
Yes. Yeah. This also drives me. To your question, who our customers are, the information we are gathering from space. Like right now, we are not directly targeting the farmers. We are targeting their needs and their the end user per se. But we have a layer in between. We call them agri-analytics companies who are already providing customized solution for different use cases. For example, smart irrigation, for smart fertilizing, crop monitoring, crop yield monitoring, and so on. And for every region, like even sub-region, even here in France, you have here this part which is where farmers have different needs than in the other part of France, and then it's completely different in India, right? And you have specialized companies who are already providing services to them, and we are right now targeting them to scale quickly and get on their areas they're already covering on the one hand side, and on the other hand also addressing industries, industry partner and the governments to do the analysis.
That's your vision today. I mean, in 10 years, has it been always your vision, or has it changed since the beginning? Have you worked on it?
Oh yes. Really at the beginning, it's like what our core technology is from our satellites is to derive temperatures. Like it's a thermal infrared technology, and at the beginning when you think about, oh, okay, you can monitor temperature, you think about wildfires or something like that. And
that was your primary idea.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And when we figured out a list of different. It's like it was a tech push. Yeah, we had a technology and we had to figuring out where do we use it, and then I gathered a list of use cases and applications you can address, and of course agriculture was also on the list. I wish to do that, but for us the most obvious one was wildfire, and that's the reason why I'm always kind of pushing into you really need to validate this as soon as possible. And we went out really enthusiastic, and we were with the first. And the first customer or the first feedback we got was from Munich Re, a really large insurance company, reinsurance company, and they were sitting like 8 or 9 people, really amazed about the technology. It's like, yeah, for what do you use it? Yeah, wildfire, and then they just crushed us in 1.5 hours. It was just.
Why is that? Because it was not their need. In fact.
Yes, exactly. They just told us about the requirements and say, okay, guys, this is how it works. This is the reality, right? And you need to be really quick. You need full coverage. So like, and not the coverage you're talking about, so like daily or twice daily. You need it every 5 minutes, actually, if you want to be faster than anyone else. In Canada, you have people sitting in a tower just watching into the forest, right? And it makes sense to have this. Yeah. So like, kind of this is like this information. You only get this information when you go out and really challenge your idea. So
you had to work on it to give it another try. So and you succeeded to work on it because it has changed after.
Yes. It's like several talks, several conversations with experts in the fields, with industry partners, and it's a lot of door knocking. And
how long did it take to switch?
I would say it was 6 months or so.
6 months.
Yes. Yeah. To really be sure and to really to really define the place you want to be and where you really create values, like from a business model canvas perspective, like where is your value proposition and where you stand out with your solution. And it took us a while to really define this spot, but this was attached with a lot of door knocking, asking, and sometimes the people don't know it as well, but it's between the line. You form a kind of a picture, and then all of a sudden it makes click, and you say, yeah, this is the way we need to go.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you for your insights. Thank you for your history and all the details you gave us.